Hello, and thank you for watching and listening to another episode of Unmedicated and Educated with Keita Rose. I'm Keita Rose, and here we deep dive, dissect, and sometimes diagnose, because it seems everyone, including myself, I am never excluded, has lost their damn minds. If you are new here, thank you so much for giving me a try. If you're an OG, then you already know what the is going on. Like, share, subscribe, talk shit. In my comments, tell me how you really feel. And I'm going to tell you guys how I feel about season 7, episode 4 of 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days, okay? This episode is called Revelations. And I think after one particular cast member decided to tell us and his partner all of his business that could have very well and should have very well stayed his business, those of us who have watched and those who have yet to watch will have some revelations about what they have just seen. Oh my God. It's time for a reality recap. So first, the episode starts off with Tiger Lily and Adnan. If you can remember, Tiger Lily is our 41-year-old millionaire. She's from Texas. She recently left a controlling relationship, controlling marriage, just to hop into another one with our very good-looking model from Jordan. He's 22, and his name is Adnan. Now, Adnan was rushing to get married to Tiger Lily for a number of reasons. One of the reasons was that he said that he couldn't be in a room with a woman that he wasn't married to. It seems like his religion, his specific religion, because we have to understand, just because all of us might be a part of a certain religion, I'll use Christianity, for example. You might be a part of Christianity, but my Christian might not look like your Christian. Okay, we got a lot of people, got a lot of Christians out here still defending Diddy, okay? My God don't look like your God, I don't think, okay? Even though we say that we are of a certain religion. So what I've noticed in the Muslim religion is you'll see some Muslims that are more relaxed and maybe not so traditional. And then you'll see some Muslims that are very traditional and very strict and by the book. So you have to figure out, what you're getting yourself into. And Tiger Lily had no idea. So if you remember, Adnan was getting very upset about the male hairdresser that was doing Tiger Lily's hair before they went to go eat with their family. Fast forward, they go to the courthouse, they get married, everything's going okay. She's eating with the family, and they go back to the hotel and they get it on. Now remember, the next day they told us nothing about it, okay? And that's what made me think that the
sex was pretty bad. Because you're not even gonna gossip about it just a little bit, like no one has anything to say.
Okay, but thank God Tiger Lily's service providers and best friends are just as nosy as we are, because they asked her, like, how was the sex, girl? What's going on? Did you have to teach him, guide him? You're 41, he's 22, he's a virgin. Did he know how to put it down? And she's like,
Well, no, I mean, like, it was fine.
And so Shay is like, okay, but I mean, did you have to take any breaks? Like, he's younger, he's a whippersnapper. Clearly, he had all this energy. And she's like,
no, I didn't need a break at all.
Okay, Tiger Lily. Well, we wish you well, love. So Adnan is about to go get dressed. He said he does not want to see Tiger Lily because she is going to get ready for their wedding. I mean, they already signed the legal paperwork, so now it's time for the fun to begin. Adnan tells Tiger Lily she's not allowed to have Cruz, her friend, the one she flew down, in the same room with her getting ready. And that kind of threw everybody for a loop because he's her hairdresser and has been for the last 20 years. And so Adnan's like, I don't care. I don't want him in the room. However, Adnan did want to capture the whole moment. So he hired videographers, and these videographers were men, and he allowed these men to be in the same room as Tiger Lily. So Tiger Lily was immediately confused. She was like, so my friend can't be in here, but what is this videographer doing here? Like, what's going on? And Adnan's like, figure it out, goodbye. But before he leaves the room, he tells Cruz that he's allowed to do Tiger Lily's hair and to touch her, but only on her hair. And that Shay has to be in the room monitoring them to make sure that nothing goes down. And I'm like, listen, I'm 41 years old. I'm not gonna sit around and wait for some kid to monitor me or anybody to monitor me to make sure that I'm not sleeping with nobody. If I wanted to have sex with Cruz, I'd have been tapped that boy busy 20 years ago. I don't like that you're gonna assume that I'm gonna do something with my best friend, especially when we've already decided that he's gonna stay down here. So, of course, Shay and Cruz, they both laugh it off. However, when he walks out the room, Shay's like, okay, that was funny. I'm about to go get ready. And Tiger Lily's like, no, you're not. You cannot leave this room. Like, you heard my husband, right? Girl, I have to go get ready for your wedding. I'm also an attendee. I have to go get ready. After I do your makeup, I need to do mine. I cannot sit here for you to get your hair done as well while I could be putting on my makeup and getting ready. We're going to take pictures. There's a video crew in here, actually. So why can he stay in here unattended, but Cruz can't? Come on, make it make sense. And Tiger Lily's like,
You heard my husband, did you not? I don't understand.
and it's like, oh my God. You know what? That brings up such a good point. I can't stand when a person changes everything they are for a relationship. I understand that when you get into a relationship, you change, right? We all do. When we get into any stage of our life, new chapter of our life, we're bound to see some changes within us. But I hate when a person changes everything they are. My best friend is going to hate that I told this story, but she was dating a guy who said that he was very successful, always liked to wear suits. So we go and we double date because I'm with somebody at the time, and we go and double date, and we're at a sports bar. And they're both in formal business attire. And I'm just trying to figure out, were we going to a business meeting? And I pull her to the side and I'm like, girl, you don't dress like this. What's going on? And she's like, this is the way he likes me to dress. Okay, well, we're at Bar Kung Fu in Austin and she looks like she's about to go to the inauguration. And it's like, oh shit, this is crazy. You should leave him. So then we move on to Brian and Ingrid. And oh my goodness, at this point, Brian's down in Brazil. He'd already made Ingrid become a mechanic and mess with the car to get all the parts right so that he can drive, even though it would be easier for him to just let her drive. He enjoys driving, so she has to go that extra mile. They get to the hotel. He's butt naked. He wants her to pick up his butt naked body. Don't know this man, by the way. He wasn't, but he could be faking to be disabled, right? Imagine a man gets you in his hotel room and says, hey, can you place me in the tub? You know, I can't move my legs. And when you go to go get him, he surprises you, swings both of his legs back, lock it around your neck, and pulls you forward so that he can start fucking you up. You know what I mean? Like, that didn't happen, but what if it did? That's why you need to be vigilant. That's why you need to be aware. Okay? Anyways, nothing, like I said, that didn't happen. They ended up having sex. Another one that didn't say much about it. I'm not saying you're supposed to tell all of your business, but if I had a good night with my man that I've been waiting to see for a long time and I'm happy, I'm going to say, girl, you know what? Let me tell you something. It's not your business, but I'm going to let you know something. It was good business. You know what I mean? I'm going to say something like he put it down. He laid the track. He tuned up the car. He boiled the coffee water. You know what I mean? I'm going to let you know that my man did something, but these women, they don't seem very impressed. So they're on their way to go somewhere. I think that Ingrid and Brian had made some type of agreement that she goes and stays with her family so that she can be with her son and do what she has to do some days that he's there, and then other days they spend it together. So they're in the car, and Ingrid's kind of upset, She feels like he lied to her because he did. He told her he was very independent. Turns out he's not very independent. He told her that he does a lot of things on his own, including driving, but now she's realizing that she's going to have to become a mechanic every time Brian gets an itching to drive. And then he reveals to her that he's 51 years old, and she's like, no, you're 43. And she's like, no, when I met you, you were 43. And he's like, I'm 51, just so casually. And it's like, I can't stand when liars sit up there and they so casually tell you that bold face ass lie, like, oh no, yeah, like I'm 51, you knew that. No, I didn't. I didn't know you were 51. Maybe if I knew you were 49 at the time, I would have changed my mind. But what we like to do is we like to take away agency from people. We like to take away the right from people. We like to take away people's choice when it comes to dealing with us. Oh, well, he says he doesn't like a girl with kids, so I'm going to tell him I don't have any kids, even though I have 16. Because I know that if I tell him the truth, I won't get to mess with him, and I want to mess with him. So for my own selfish reasons, I'll go ahead and take away his choice and allow him to choose me. And I didn't lie because I technically just didn't tell your ass the truth. Whatever. It's disgusting. And so Ingrid, you could just see it on her face that she's like wanting to get out of this, right? I thought you were independent, but I got to slip and slide your ass from the chair and to the tub and from the chair. I don't want to do that. I also don't want to become a mechanic every time you feel like driving. I don't want to cook for you, clean for you, do everything for you. And then God forbid your right hand locks up on you and you can't wipe your ass, because I'm going to have to do that as well. I have no problem doing that if you're a good person and I feel like I'm getting what I'm putting into this relationship. I feel like we're reciprocating, but If it's not, and it's me giving you my all and you giving me what you can.
I don't want it no more.
So you can tell that Ingrid is trying to basically figure out how she's gonna get out of this situation, but in a sensitive way as well, because you don't just want to say,
"Hey, I thought that you could get out of your chair by yourself, but you can't," which is not a big deal. And it's not a big deal for me, because like, you're a great person and very attractive, very good man, all the sex, but I don't ever want to see you again ever in life. I don't ever want to see you again. Please, go home. I don't know. Please go home.
it's not like she's gonna say that, you know what I mean? So she's looking for a way to get out of the situation with this grown-ass 51-year-old man that lies. So next we go on to Loren and Faith, right? Loren is homeless. He doesn't have anything, doesn't have any money. He's broke. He didn't tell Faith. He was hoping that he could go down to the Philippines and stay with her, seeing as $1 US is $42,000 in the Philippines, apparently. But Faith doesn't want to do that. In fact, they had always talked about her coming to the United States, so she's kind of taken aback when he's starting to reveal that he might see a life in the Philippines and want to get comfortable there in Manila. So he wants to go shopping, and he asks her if he can go ahead and convert his US dollars into Philippine dollars. And so he pulls out some money, and Faith is like, "Is that all you have?" And Lauren's like, "Absolutely, I have $46. That's it." And she's like, "Is that all you have?" And Loren's like, "Well, no, I'm sure to get my last check, which is probably going to be about $113. But he says he's going to get his last check and that should be deposited. And so he should have that soon. But after that, he's going to have to start looking for a job because he's not going to get any money coming in." But nevertheless, he goes and he converts the money. He takes Faith shopping. And I mean, Loren is big ballin'. "Baby, what you want? I got it. You want shoes? You want that shirt? You want that top? Don't worry about it. That's 13 cents. Bam. That's 69 cents. Bam. What? 4 churros and a taco plate for 13 cents? Absolutely. Give me 3. Give me 3. Give me 3. So then we go on to meet a new cast member. His name is Niles. He's 27 years old and he's from Mobile, Alabama. He is dating 23-year-old Matilda, whom he met on social media. Niles is automatically socially awkward. We're looking at him, and as I'm watching him, I'm like, something's off. I'm not sure what it is, but something's off. He seems very nice. He seems like he's well-rounded. He says that he works as a volunteer, and then after that, he ride shares so that he can save up enough money to go see Matilda. So he's responsible, but something's off. He tells us that he loves sambusa, which is when, hold on y'all, because I had to write this down, which apparently means people coming together to become more than the sum of their parts. I don't know what that means, but he's always had a hard time getting along with people. People have always deemed him as difficult. He doesn't understand social cues and social behaviors, so he prefers to be alone, and he reveals to us that he's autistic, and that is the reason why he might have a hard time functioning like I don't want to say normal brained. I think the term was it neurodivergent? Does that mean normal brain? We'll look it up later. Person. But then we meet Matilda. Matilda is from Ghana. She's 23 years old. She's in love, she says, with Niles, and she can't wait till he comes down and they get married. His friends are really concerned because Matilda's been very, very pushy about marriage. And even though they've been together for quite some time and they enjoy each other's conversation, the friends believe that Niles might be afraid of Matilda, a little intimidated, and might be afraid to tell her no. So they think that in less than a week, when he goes down to Ghana to visit Matilda, she's going to push him into marrying her that trip, like during that visit. So Niles is letting us know he's going to stand up to Matilda and let her know that he wants a little bit more time before he gets to know her. He wants his friends not to worry. He tells them that he's going to practice and work up enough courage to tell Matilda that he wants to get to know her a little bit more before marriage. So I hope Matilda doesn't force that man to marry her. So then we have Vea and Sunny. So Vea is on her way to South Africa to meet her man Sunny, but she still states that she's afraid. She's never left the country, so she's asked her ex-boyfriend to come along, even though they've had issues. Sunny and the ex-boyfriend Rory have had issues with one another on social media in the past. She can't seem to find anybody else from her friend group to go with rather than her ex-boyfriend. And Sunny has expressed some jealousy and some insecurities with their relationship in the past. And I think if your partner has expressed something like that to you, you should take it serious and respect them rather than saying, well, regardless, I'm going to take my ex-boyfriend and we're going to do what we're going to do. And if you have a problem with it, then it is what it is. I mean, if you were so afraid of Sunny, I get not wanting to travel out the country by yourself because you're afraid, right? But ask a homegirl to come with you, right? A cousin, a sister, whatever. She was in foster care, so I don't know if she has sisters, but you get what I'm saying. Rather than your ex-boyfriend, Rory says that he's going to have to protect her, that, you know, Vea needs a lot of protecting. And if you believe that Sunny is such a threat, and if you believe that Sunny is such a risk, right? If meeting him might be a threat to you in some way that you have to bring somebody else, like your ex-boyfriend, maybe you shouldn't be traveling to South Africa to meet him. So they're on the phone, both explaining how they can't wait to see each other. And Vea asks Sunny, does he want to be with a Muslim girl? Like, does his parents prefer him to be with a Muslim girl? And Sunny's like, well, I mean, yes, which is obvious. Duh, my parents are Muslim. Of course they would want me to be with a Muslim woman. And she's like, well, I'm telling you right now, I'm not gonna be. I don't know if I can, I'm not gonna be. Because back in the past, my foster parents pushed religion on me, and so I don't think I'm gonna convert for anybody, period. And it's like, okay, I think that he's open and willing to accept that. Now, will he accept the fact that your ex-boyfriend has to go with you everywhere because you guys are best friends? I mean, I don't know if he's going to be able to accept that. So then we go back to Faith and Loren. Faith is about to go meet her second mom, right? Her mother from another mother, named Lady Ting or Lady Ding Ding. Is it Papa Ding, Mama Ding, Ding Ding Mama? It's somebody with a name similar to that. She's about to go meet her and then introduce her to Loren. And so immediately coming in, Loren wants to be transparent, which is all we can ask from a liar, is to finally be honest about something. They're sitting down and they're eating, and Loren's like, hey, you know, I'm thinking that I kind of want to get a job down here because I'm broke, I have no money. And Mama Ding Ding's like,
oh, okay, no money. That's not good. That's not okay.
so she's kind of looking and assessing the situation like, I'm already not really liking Loren. I don't believe that he's going to be my favorite. And I don't know if he's going to be the right option for Faith. Now, remember, Faith hasn't ever had a boyfriend, so she's really excited to make this work. She also doesn't want to have sex with Loren until they get more serious because she wants to make absolute sure that they're going to be in each other's future. So Loren tells Mama Ding that, yeah, I don't have any money. I'm broke. I'm homeless. So I really don't have a plan. And she's like, well, you don't have a plan? What do you mean? What's the plan for Faith going to be? And he's like, well, I hope to get a remote job because I don't know, I got some IT experience and I know how to work a phone and a computer. So it very much so gave how hard it could it be to get a remote job in the United States. A couple years after COVID, it's going to be really hard. A lot of people, a lot of companies want y'all to bring y'all asses back to work, right? Come back to work. That was fun. Nobody's wearing a mask anymore. We're not even going to talk about the masses of people that just passed away or why we have an abundance of toilet paper, Lysol, and bleach now. We're not going to talk about that, and hand sanitizer. That's not a topic anymore. Now we're more interested in Trump's toupee and Trump lying his toupee off and Diddy diddling anybody in town, everybody in town. Hell, did you get diddled? You might be entitled to some compensation. Okay, that's what we're more so interested in. So yeah, I think it's going to be pretty hard for you to get a remote job in the United States. And on top of that, with no skills, no education, it's going to be very hard because it's a competitive work field. Everybody wants a remote job from home right now. And so he's like, I'm sure I can get a job. And I think I'm going to just live here in the Philippines. And Faith is really heartbroken. You can see it on her face. That is not what she wanted to hear. She stated that they've always talked about her coming to the United States to get more opportunities to work because she's a very hard worker. So she's just crushed. Her dream, her American dream, just blew up right in front of her face. But Faith tells Loren that she still loves him and that she's happy to be with him. And Loren is like, yeah, because I accept you for who you are, right? So because I accept you as a trans woman, you need to accept me as a homeless man. You know what? Seems like a fair trade to me. I can't even hold ya. So then the episode takes us back to Brian and Ingrid. So Brian and Ingrid are still in the car and they're talking. And Brian has always told us that we didn't know the full story when it came to why he was paralyzed. So he's talking to Ingrid after letting her know that he's actually 51 and not 45. I mean, he added a whole couple years to his life. I mean, I guess. Well, hell, I'll tell you that I'm 17. I'll tell you I'm 17.
I just graduated. Everybody has mustaches. So all of us are going through menopause.
No, it's ridiculous to lie about your age. Stop doing it. I don't like when women do it. I'm not going to ever lie about my age. I don't feel bad that I look my age. I don't want to look younger. I don't want to be a tight baby. I want you to see all the distress on my face because do you know why? Because then you know that I've lived and I've existed in this exhausting world. I want you to see every wrinkle, every frown line, because I make them often. I frown frequently, okay? So he reveals that the actual reason he got shot was that he was a drug dealer. Remember in the beginning, he told us that he was just a victim of a carjacking? Well, that was semi-true. He believed that his ex-wife set him up because he told her that he no longer wanted to be with her and wanted to get a divorce after she had their baby. And so he believes that she set him up to be robbed, and when he wouldn't get out of his car, the robber went ahead and shot him, and that is the reason why he is paralyzed, which didn't mean anything to me because no matter how you became paralyzed, I love the story. Thank you for sharing. If I'm Ingrid, I love the story, baby. Thank you for sharing, but I still have to wipe your ass? If I still have to wipe your ass, it really doesn't matter how this happened. What matters is we're here. This is where we are, right? Oh gosh. And so Ingrid is very disappointed. She says that he never told her that. Yet another thing that Brian has held back, right? She says that he never told her that. And so she's starting to really see him in a different light. Also, she doesn't do drugs. She doesn't like drugs. She doesn't like to be around them. So she truly doesn't understand why he would even be in that life. And so she asks him some questions like, did you stop drug dealing simply because you lost the use of your legs? And if you still had your legs and you could walk to any profession, would you walk right back into drug dealing? And so Brian is automatically offended. Who tells me that? Why would you say that? No, of course I wouldn't. But also, Brian, in a confessional, he lets us know that he's never felt more alive than when he was drug dealing. Like that's when he felt the most alive. And it was exhilarating because he was doing things that he knew that he wasn't supposed to do. And his family and friends tried to stop him, but he didn't give a damn. He paid them dust. And they didn't understand because he was making more than everybody in his family combined. It seems like you really missed that lifestyle and you didn't have a chance. You weren't granted a chance to grow out of it. And so yeah, it sounds like you're not too happy that you had to stop being a drug dealer because you lost the use of your legs. And so let me know in the comments if I'm tripping. Was that wrong of Ingrid to even imply like, you might still be a drug dealer if you could walk and run away from the police. You know what I mean? Let me know in the comments. I don't think she was tripping, but maybe I'm tripping. Honestly, I think she's just now at this moment, you didn't already let me know about too much stuff about you and I got to help you get places. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut my losses on that one. And so if I'm Ingrid, I'm making up lies. Like what? I don't even like drug dealers. I have 4 drug dealers in the past talking to one right now. You know what I mean? But I'm still going to be like, no, that crosses the line. I'm out of the game. Count me out. I don't want to date no more. Hell. So we go back to Vea and Sunny, but only because her and Rory, her ex-boyfriend, are getting ready to go on this trip. And they revealed to us that Rory and Vea had a baby. Vea wanted us to know that her brother was tragically killed by law enforcement. And that stress and that pain of losing her brother made her have a miscarriage. Her and Rory were actually having a baby. And she said that miscarriages could either break a relationship or make a relationship, and it ended up breaking theirs. But honestly, what it sounded like to me is y'all went through a traumatic time. You guys needed some time to separate, but it didn't mean break up forever. You clearly still love each other. He's clearly still going to be there to protect and provide for you. And you kind of want to step outside and do something new and try something new. But your relationship with Sunny probably isn't going to be serious, and Sunny might really feel that, right? I keep calling him Sunny. I think it's Sunny, but Sunny might really feel that, and that's the reason why they fight, and that's the reason why there's so much toxicity, because there's lies and there's secret chemistry and secret relationships going on behind his back. So then we go back to Niles and Matilda. Niles only has a couple of days before he's about to go to Ghana and meet up with his possibly new bride, Matilda. They love each other. They spend a lot of time on the phone. They don't really really be talking about shit, it sounds like. The producer showed us some of their conversations. I don't know what they be talking about. But I like that Niles is trying to save $3,000 so that he can afford the trip, he can afford his wife, he can afford being married. He seems like, it's so funny because he's openly, he's open about his disorder, right? I have autism, but there's so many people that will say that they're fine and never go get checked for anything and walk around undiagnosed and a little unmedicated. Hello. We're talking about myself. I am never excluded. Walk around a little unmedicated, right? And they believe that they're so perfect. But here you have a guy that's open and saying like, yeah, I struggle with these things when I'm talking to people, when I'm in social environments. I have autism and I'm dealing with this. But yet he's still very responsible. He knows that he needs to pay his bills. He's not walking around like Loren, right? Who wants to be in the Philippines or somewhere unknown without any money and kind of just want to charge it to the game. Whatever happens. He's not doing that. And so I really applaud Niles, and I'm really feeling something for this couple. I want them to work. Now, Niles lets us know that he's afraid to talk to Matilda because he usually doesn't like to let people down or deal with confrontation, so he does what's called masking, right? Which is basically lie. He lies. He omits the truth or tells you a different truth so that he can avoid conflict with you because he doesn't like conflict. Conflict makes him uncomfortable. And I'm like, that's not an autistic thing. That's an American thing. That's a lot of people thing. A lot of people will sit up there and they will put on a mask and put on a representation of themselves, a representative of themselves, because they're not happy with who they are or what they've got to say or what they bring to the table or what you might say or what your reaction to who they are might be. There's a whole lot of reasons people decide to lie. People lie every day, for no damn reason. So that, I guess it's called masking now, and that is what Niles does. And the way Matilda be talking, Niles said, hey, listen, baby, I think I want to go down to Ghana and get to know you a little better before we do anything. Plus, I need to have enough money to afford you, love. And Matilda said,
you will not disappoint me.
Whoo, scary. I just hope she doesn't physically do anything to that man. He's too nice. He loves her. I hope that everything goes well. I'm wishing the couple well. Last but not damn least, we go back to Loren and Faith. And I don't know how much Faith can take. She's already found out a lot and she's been very forgiving. She's given a lot of grace, right? She's been very graceful and loving throughout the whole process. But Loren lets us know that he's waking up. Of course, he's not in the bed with Faith because she held down her boundaries. She's not about to play about that, right? She's not going to sleep with him. And he lets us know that he got a text message from his friend. He calls him friend. Same with Rory and Vea, friend. And so he lets us know that the friend texted him and said that she has
gonorrhea of the mouth, of the throat.
I just can't believe it. How did this happen? You've been with Faith for over 2 years. I don't understand how this happened. And he lets us know that Faith doesn't quite know that he's not monogamous. So you're also cheating on her as well. So she has to accept, let me just get this straight. She has to accept that you have no money, you have no job, you have no prospects of any jobs. You came down here homeless, broke, busted, and dusted, and lusting after Faith. But it turns out, you're also sleeping with other people and cheating on her as well. And then you're not even being careful about it. You decide to sleep with her unprotected. And he's like, well, she told me she has gonorrhea of the throat, which more so likely means that I have gonorrhea of the penis.
Gonorrhea.
Bumps, pus, bleeding sores, itchy, scratchy, stinky poo, gonorrhea. And I'm glad that Faith kept her faith in herself and her boundaries and did not allow this man to come on down to the Philippines, give her gonorrhea, and go back homeless. He's gonna have to tell her that and Mama Ding Ding. I'm over it. And on that note, on the note of bumps and the note of nasty, I'm gonna wrap up this episode. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching and listening to another episode of Unmedicated and Educated with Keita Rose. I'm Keita Rose, and until next time, I will holla. Y'all need a Z-Pack or something. It's just nasty.